Yo, it's Guido coming at you with a tactics talk. Let's talk about and show you an example of not overextending, even while initially I overextend. It's an all tier 6 battle. We are here on Himmel's Mannheim Leindorf. I have my Bertrand Panther all set up for ramming. I'm carrying some extra fuel in the 105 octane. I have Spa liner hardening. I've got controlled impact. I have something else. Oh, turbo to go faster. So I figured I could get down here, and what I was really hoping is one of their faster tanks would come around that corner and we could have a nice ram, and that'd just be a lot of fun. You know, because sometimes when you play a video game, you just want to have a little bit of fun. But at the same time, we can learn something, and we can play well, even after we do a little bit of a YOLO. Now, I did click down there, and I do have a good amount of buddies coming with me. So it's looking good. I think I can hold this. We'll see if anybody comes and help me. But what I also wanted to talk about is the mid to late game decision making on this particular game. So I knew with the speed I'd actually get there before they got around the corner. I think I was still lit, which is why when he came around I didn't get another light bulb. I was still lit from being seen earlier. No sense just popping around the corner and letting him have a shot. That's something I would have done quite a bit in the past, and I'm trying to not do at this point. There just wasn't a reason to pop around and go, hey, let's trade 200 something from the VK. Although I think he is a 240 alpha, isn't he? 3601. Let's trade 200 something for my 135 or whatever. All right, not really something I want to do. There we go. So there's a little bit of a trade, although I know he doesn't have as hard a hitting gun. I sort of hoped he would miss because he's got kind of a crummy dispersion. There we go. So we're just popping out. He will out reload me though. So we take a couple shots, and about that timing, I'm thinking, Artie, let's just avoid this. Oh, look, that guy moved up, and my friends came, so that's fantastic. And I'm looking to push these guys, although we have an AT8, so oops, don't want to do that yet. Let's see if we can just start picking apart this AT8 a little bit. Fortunately, I clipped my buddy. The WZ gets in there, so that's nice. A little shot into the upper hatch. I think the lower plate might have been a good place to go. That one bounces. We got Artie and things coming in there. Get a shot off him. We eat a shot, yep. So we get, oh, it's 220, isn't it? Alpha on the 36, dude. And they're starting to feel like they got this, right? They're going to push in, although we have the E2 going up high, and here comes the KV2 around behind. So I decided to use some of the Ramalama Ding Dang after I get a few shots in on this guy. There we go. I missed and hit the ground. That was a bummer. AT8's having a hard time controlling his tank very well. I'm missing shots. And we have the KV2 around behind him. So I'm just going to go at the AT8, and we'll get a little ram damage on this guy if we can. Boom. There we go. Didn't do nearly as much as I would have liked. Wasn't going that fast. Let's get around the AT8. We need another shot. Come in here, and we'll gang tackle this guy. So all of that, you know, sort of YOLOing in, looking for rams, having fun, all that stuff is fine. But I lose a lot of hit points for that, right? So now I'm forced to play a much more careful game. I get thumped by the Sioux. Good news is he doesn't do any damage. I just get stunned. I'm going to push up here because I know that the KV-1S is vulnerable trying to back out. And I think we can take him down, even as he has a bunch of hit points compared to me. He's busy with a couple angles, so we'll come up here and sort of surprise this guy. We'll hit him once. There we go. And we'll think about it. How about the Excalibur? No, the Excalibur's dead. See if we can maybe get one more shot. All right, you know what? Just not worth it. Let's back out. Why? There's 2 artillery. We're winning, doing pretty good. There's 2 artillery, and now they're backing up, and there's going to be a Su-100 sniping. God knows how many others of their tanks. They've got a JPZ. The dudes up in the north could have come back, and I'm basically saying, you know what? Forget that. Let's not push into. Now, I want you to watch what happens here. We have an Achilles, an OI, an Achilles, a KV2, and an E2. I see that the north has problems. They have an OI or O1 over there. The 40TP and the Fury. There goes the E2. They do get the 100Y. That's nice. Here comes our Tiger 131. I do not know what on earth he was possibly doing back there. I wasn't watching him, but that's a strange thing to be passing this far back right now. How did he lose hit points? I don't know. I'll be honest, I don't know how he did that. Come up to the bush, take a look. All right, what's the Fury and the 40 TP doing? Now, notice I didn't push, right? I repositioned. There was no real reason to keep on pushing up and over that ramp. This is a classic map and example of that mid-game decision-making of people continuing to push in. Meanwhile, the north, that I noticed was a problem, is a problem. It's a bigger problem. 40 TP, the OI. Now what is the 40 TP and the OI running into? They're running into our campers who are sitting in the back, although it happens to be only an E2 at this point. Did we have 2 E2s? We did. One died, right? There goes the Achilles. Types going around. Now what if, my friends, what if the decision had been to come around this way and deal with their north push? We'd have a lot more tanks left alive. So just watch how this goes down. There goes the Achilles. He's pushing into 2 Arty and a JPZ-4. No surprise there that the JPZ-4 is back there. What's the Fury and the 40 TP doing? Now I'm starting to get the idea that, you know what, I bet they turned around. Because they're not idiots, right? They look at what's going on. They see the guys coming up and over. There goes our Type 64, who basically put himself between the Fury, the 40 TP, the OI, and the campers, and ends up dying. No surprise. We'll keep moving up here and see if we can figure out, are they actually gone? Let's take a peek. Nope. All right, the E2's moving, so I'll move forward with him. Okay, let's put a pinch on these guys. We will come from the west side, me and the E2, the OI and the Tiger 131 and the TD, if they can stay alive. Fat chance. Watch what happens. Taking us a little bit to move up. I'm basically a one-shot to the OI and a 2-shot to most everything else. So because I lost so many hit points, I do have limited options here. There goes the JPZ-4. Okay, good. Maybe they're winning. That looks good. See what happens. They keep pushing in, right? The E2 doesn't immediately get shots or shot. He doesn't spot anything. So I'm going to push up into the ramp right here. So I've come all the way around the entire map, right? Refusing to push bad situations or strong points. The Achilles keeps going in. The 2 heavies keep going in. We'll come up here. It will take me a while to chew through some of these guys. So I'll shoot him. He's got the lower hit points. He's turning his turret. One more shot. We'll get out of there if we can. There we go. See if we can kill him. There we go. We killed him. That's good. But wow, the OI has a lot of hit points and so does the Fury. The Fury's not really paying attention, but he will now. He just took a hit. Oh crap, he says. There's a guy there. A bounce. That's unfortunate. I get a bounce. Alright. We lost our guys that were pushing the cap, right? Look down here. They all died. What a surprise. What a surprise. Pushing into bushed up guys. Trying to go around the corner when there's an OI and a Fury and a 45 TP hanging up on one of the most obvious defense points for a push around that corner. Okay. The E2, I don't know really what he was doing back there. Maybe he was trying to snipe. I didn't pay attention. All I do know is he really wasn't doing a lot of help for me. But now I know a fairly high hit point Fury and a significantly high, especially compared to me, hit point OI is coming. I'm out of gold because I've spammed it all. I'm going to have a really hard time against both those tanks trying to fight them with only me and an E2. And they'll focus me and get rid of me. So time to reposition, guys. I mean, this is something that I'm getting better and better at in this game. And I feel bad because to a large extent, it ends up kind of leaving guys, right? So look at the E2. It's hard to understand that. And maybe that was me in the last, couple of years or so. He's probably cursing the Britann who's leaving. But I'm getting out of here. And frankly, the E2 can last as long as he can, and maybe he can get some lights from Arty. So I'm going to come around here and see if they try to flank that guy. And that's definitely one of the advantages we have right now is Arty. Now this turns into a major bummer because I miss a bunch of shots here. Some of them because of being a little hasty on the shooting. Some of them because of just RNG being unlucky. Yep, hit the ground. All right, so hit that rock. Let's see if we can get this guy. Kind of a bad shot, but still went way to the left. Just missed. I should have gone forward a little bit more. What I didn't want to get was lit by the Fury and killed. There we go. Fury died. That's nice. Okay, here comes this dude. Not a great shot, but he is going to expose himself. Put a shot into him there. There we go. So he's killed my buddy. Put another shot here. Bounce. Maybe into the side should work. Arty gets a piece of him. There we go. And I just need one more shot. Where is this guy? Is he there? Don't know. Maybe only bounced him. So let's leave. We're up to 2,108. We've got a couple kills. Let's just pull back. I don't want to sit there and get lit by this guy kind of out in the open right there and counting on him missing. So you got the Hummel saying, why are you running from him? Well, because that's not a great position to take him on right there. right? He's going to come at me, especially if he's getting plinked by me. If I don't run away and stay outside of his spotting ranges, then eventually he's going to get close enough and start to be able to take shots. And my turret is probably not going to hold up. So I'm just going to pull back to where the arty is. And I know this position's here, so we'll come up here and see if we can catch him moving around in the open. If he does push me, right, so this is the old kite maneuver. If he does push through here and come around this corner, then I can be here, spot him, and these arty can thump him, all right? So right now what I'm trying to do is find him for the arty, or maybe luck out and find a side shot on this guy. So we've got the peanut gallery. They're all down there yelling. I have to type in relax, even though I spell it wrong. Relaxy. Let's come back to here and see if he's going to come around this corner and get the arty a nice little shot. Now I'm seeing the Hummel moving. Not too jazzed by that, but it's not a bad move on his part. He's going towards the cap in case we have to cap it or get a different angle, which is nice. Because if the arty are sitting back here in the standard spots back behind the cap, and they're not, but if they were, and the OI, hangs out back over here, I have no shots. So I like that the Hummel's making a different angle. Now, he doesn't have a whole lot he can do right now while he's in that little corridor, but he's going to actually go up and around. The OI has been unlit for long enough that he could be just about anywhere in the north. I should outspot him, not necessarily. Depends on where we meet each other. Like if he's hidden behind some kind of terrain and I pop up 100 meters from him, then it's going to be a mutual spot. We are at 4 minutes, getting under 5 minutes, going towards 4 minutes, so I do want to move towards the cap. The M44 is sitting back there. The Hummel's done a nice job getting a different angle. I like that, because if I find the guy and it's looking more and more like he's come up to this area, he's hanging out over here somewhere probably. Maybe up on this promontory, which is not a bad plan, because even as slow as he is, if I jump on the cap and he starts moving, he should come around the corner in time. So I'm just trying to find him if he's here. I've got arty in 2 different spots with some pretty good angles. So I come up here and I'm thinking, well, should I go peek around the corner or just get on cap? I decide to just get on cap and make him come to me. What I don't want to do is peek around the corner here too much, get spotted and shot before I can see him. So I just take a quick peek. I feel like, all right, I can probably get into this western side of the cap, just into the edge of it. Right about here, without him seeing me, and then we'll move forward up to about here, and we've got the Hummel sitting there. So if he does come around this corner, the Hummel will have shots. If he comes around this corner behind me to my left, then the M44 should have shots. So I jump on in plenty of time, 1:45 for 1 tank in a standard mode. We have 3:31 left. I'm pretty confident if this dude shows up, the Hummel will take him out. So we'll just hang out right here. What's interesting is I actually get spotted, I believe. You see I'm moving my camera around trying to figure out where this guy is. I'm just watching the Hummel, looking around. I do move my camera around a lot in these situations because sometimes, if you move your camera left and you see him, that's much better than hearing a beep, because that's 3 seconds old, or noticing it on the mini-map and having to go, which side of me is he on? So I will kind of look around. Where is this guy? Where's the possibility? I'm starting to wonder, I wonder if he was actually headed towards the cap and now he's just got too far to go. But we still got 50 seconds. The guys are trying to talk the Hummel into jumping on the cap. I think that's a little premature. And look at that, I just got lit. Right? So there's a tree down here. There's just enough cover for him to come up with that giant tank and light me. And that makes me nervous, so I actually charge forward a bit and go, ooh, yeah, let's go over here. Let's not let him snipe me. So we do get the light. Arty misses. That's a bummer. I'll come up here and see if I can get a shot. He's not looking, and we get a shot into that because his turret's turned a little bit. That one angle on the, is it a hex or octagon, whatever it is, the shape of that has been flat plated to me because he's looking off to the left a little bit in relation to me, so I'm able to put a shot right into that turret. And we take that guy down and we end up with the win. So I like this one as an example of mid to late game decision making and not overextending in situations. The beginning was a pretty good example of a bit of an overextension, or a lot, however you want to look at it, but I had a lot of help and nice brawl down there, had some fun, that was good. But then as I was forced to be much more careful right there, you can see I went around almost the entirety of the map, right? I went all the way to this ramp down here in the southeast. They went all the way back to the north up to that ramp, and then when that was untenable, ran all the way back to take a peek, and then all the way in through the middle, back up to the cap, baited the guy in, ended up killing the dude. And you will notice a lot of the super unicums playing this game are doing stuff like that. Those are all mid to late game decisions that win games. And it can be sometimes tricky mid to late game to not overextend yourself. I think the best examples on this one are pushing up over this ramp mid game. Just not a great idea, man. If you clean them out right here and they're not poking and prodding, you probably want a guy or two, and someone's probably going to stay there, but I don't think it would matter a whole bunch if all of you left. Now, if they had a huge force, say you only killed one down here in the brawl, and 5 or 6 were up here, well, you wouldn't want to turn around and give them your ass in. But in this case, we'd killed quite a few of them, and only one got away, and the rest are campers up here. We don't need to be pushing this ramp anymore. Similarly, over here on the north, we push in there. We try to relieve some of the pressure off the guys that continue to push and lose hit points. We did get behind some. We got some shots right there, but then they cleaned up the push on the cap, unfortunately, and we have a lot more hit points turning around coming at us, and I just bail. I'm not going to stick around for that anymore. It's not a great defensible position, especially if they just come at us with an OI right there. The Artie was definitely a factor right there, and good on the E2 for doing some damage, but I just felt like with my tank being there with only 200 hit points, they were going to focus me. If they had any kind of brains, why let them have that? Why let them have that? There was an option potentially to stay on this corner and try to pick at him as they were kind of coming at the E2 right here as he was hold down. But that guy I just felt like was making really bad decisions. So don't throw away your tank following up overextended bad positions for other people. There you go. Let me know what you think down in the comments. That's all I've got for today. We will see you.